is on or off, making noise or in the silence. Good morning. Good morning. My name is John Haas, and I'm pleased to be here this morning to provide the pre-service meditation here at Center for Spiritual Living, Prescott. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or at some other place and time watching this as a recording, live streaming across the vastness of the internet. Welcome. Today I wanted to talk about new beginnings, 2026, a 10-1 year. So as we settle in, let's just find the breath. Allow yourself to become present to the inhale, present to the exhale. Present to the space in between. One breath in, hold, and let go with a sigh. Repeat as many times as necessary. Notice the moment. Notice your body, the seat holding you, the floor or the cushion cradling your feet, grounded. That Mother Earth energy moving up, supporting your legs. Notice your hips. Maybe we'll give a little wiggle. Your belly rising and falling as your lungs fill and release. That life-giving breath. Let your shoulders rest easy. Your neck. Maybe roll your head. Notice the top of your head as it connects with the divine. Everything's fine right now in this present moment. Notice how everything slows down into the now. This is the true story of awareness, of new beginnings, right exactly where you are. January named after the Roman god Janus, looking to the past, looking to the future with two heads, two faces. But today, we let go of the past. We know that the future is yet to come. And now, in this moment, we prepare to just go into the silence, connect with that part of ourselves that already knows the present moment, already awaits us to come commune quietly inside. Be gentle with this. There is no rush. Should thoughts or feelings arise, just let them go. They won't stay if we don't chase them. You can also return to your breath, or a little saying, I am present. I am present. I am present. am present. I am present to this moment and to every other moment that arises to my sensibility, to my mind. So for the rest of the day, for the week ahead, if you find yourself lost in time, in a different space, perhaps feeling some stress, just come gently back to this present moment space that we have inhabited. Say, I am present. I am present. I am present. Namaste.
Look who's up here. It's Sky Conwell's hanging out with us today. I talk him into doing all kinds of stuff, man. I just say, play this song, and next thing he knows, he's up here doing it. We have Helen from Hawaii here today. And we're grateful for her. Justin is back in the control tower. I don't know if you know how hard he works back there. It is how he keeps it stress-free back there. He is practicing the principles because he is not freaking out back there. So he is, if you want to know what CSL principles look like in action, just watch Justin just sit back there and smile while there's a million things to do the whole time. So we appreciate him. And I guess I should say, if you want to learn how to run the booth, since I gave that great intro of how much fun it is, see him afterwards and he can give you a heads up of how you can do that. Last week we had Drew Hall here, and we did a Ringo song. Drew sat in on this Ringo song called "Look Up." Oh, did you? And so I figured we'd do it again. Did you hear that? Beverly said it's a great song, and what Beverly says goes. Everybody. Oh, wait a minute. As they say in Latin, mea culpa, mea culpa. I didn't even say, let's give some hail up our brother Bob here. I'm a little sleep deprived today, so you understand. And it's Bob, well, Bob, do you have anything to say to them?
Look up, look out. What a great way to start the morning. because it reminds us even during the darkest days, the music is there for us, our spirit is there for us, and today, look, we're here for us. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Prescott. My name is John Haas. I'm one of the professional licensed practitioners here at the center, and it's my joy to be able to welcome you this morning. Here we are, January 11th, 2026, a new beginning. And so we're just welcoming all of you here in the sanctuary, as well as those online who might be joining us from another space and time. And today, of course, we get to welcome in a little bit our Reverend Helen Downing, who will give us a talk that proves that you are here for a reason. And why? Because the proof is you. You're here. So now we're going to take this into prayer. Well, I might just keep this. So join me. We call it affirmative prayer or treatment. And so what I know and recognize and remember is that Spirit is already here. We don't have to go looking. We can find it right wherever we are. It is good. It is the brightness of the day, the sunshine around us, the air we breathe. There is no place, there is no time where this God, this Spirit, this joy fails to be. What does that mean? It's here. It's with us here right now, with each and every one of you. And so that I know that you're here for a purpose. And that purpose is to find the home, find that spiritual connection, find the fellowship in the room, be able to be part of something new in this new beginning year. And it's good. And we have volunteers that help us. We have musicians that keep us alive and ticking. We have signing. We have it covered. And so I'm grateful for this. I give great thanks for this and the knowing that as these words are spoken, it's already done. And we can anchor that together by saying, and so it is.
This new beginning, I think this song could be a pretty easy goal for the year. This song is called Choose Love. It's by a guy who used to live here named Darius Lux. And it's, for 2 words, it's pretty much all you need. If you master this one, everything else probably falls into place. So many choices in the world today. Too many things will blow your mind. And if you're needing just a simple truth to see you on your way, remember, sing this with me. Choose love. Choose love. You choose love. And keep on shining a light. Choose love. Choose love. Choose love. And keep on shining a light. Choose love. Life is a game that we're all free to play. You can hold it down or let it breathe. And if you're looking for a simple song to sing along the way, together you choose love. Choose love. You choose love and keep on shining a light. Choose love. Choose love. Choose love and keep on shining a light. Choose love. Well, only love can move the mountains. Only love can lead the way. Love is always forgiveness to the deep. So make that choice right here today. Choose love. Choose love. So nice. Choose love. And keep on shining your light. Choose love. Choose love. Choose love. Please keep on shining your light. Choose love. Choose love. Choose love. And keep on shining your light. Choose love. Choose love. Choose love. And keep on shining your light. Choose love.
Choose love. That's right. It's like one of those commandments. If you just follow that one, everything else follows. Choose love. Well, today I thought I would offer a reading from Ernest Holmes, This Thing Called You. It's one of my favorite little books. And so you always read it in the first person. So when I read these words, think of it in the first person. You're speaking it. When the time comes that nothing goes forth from me, other than that which I would be glad to have return, then I will have reached my heaven. Take that in, because life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he or she thinks into it. Let's take a moment to reflect on that. Candle lighters to come forward. The Center for Spiritual Living Prescott, guided by the science of mind, acknowledges the diverse faiths and spiritual traditions that enrich our world. Each belief system offers a distinct understanding of the mysteries of existence and a unique connection with the divine. Lighting these candles symbolizes our collective reverence for the diverse paths humans take in search of meaning and purpose. In this shared moment, we affirm and celebrate the multiplicity of the human experience. We light a candle for Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus the Christ, who taught the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. For Islam, and its teaching and belief in the one and only God, creator of the heaven and the earth. For Judaism, a community of shared laws, traditions, and family ties, which began with the covenant between Abraham and God. For Buddhism, the middle path of non-attachment that ends suffering. For Hinduism, the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. For the traditions of indigenous people everywhere and their close and sacred connections to the earth, the sky, and her waters. For Baha'i, the path of unity and peace. For the goddess traditions, celebrating the power and wisdom of the feminine, including nature and nurture. And of course, for the science of mind, a philosophy of life that teaches there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. So if you'll join me in reading together. I am here for God. My purpose is to express the nature of God as love, abundance, and joy in everything I do. The good I seek for myself is what I desire for all people everywhere. Thanks, Scott.
So it is.
So it is.
Gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet, to share with you the last bite of bread I'll ever eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. With all your hopes sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart could understand that love and only love can join the tribes of men. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we stand together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything. Keep believing in the power of love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
Yes, it is time to build that bridge. And today, to help us build the bridge between you and me, we have Reverend Helen Downey as our speaker, and she's going to help us understand how the science of mind bridges you and me. Thank you.
I on there? Okay. That song's a toughie for me. I got all verklempt. I have a daughter who has been estranged for over 20 years from her brother, from myself, from her old friends. I only know what I can find out about her online occasionally, but she's brilliant and she's thriving, and so that tells me she got help that she needed, and all is well, but I missed out on most of the growing up of my 2 grandsons. So this song, I haven't heard it for ages, and I went into tear mode right away. So I'm going to take a drink of water, because I build bridges in spirit all the time. That's my way with her. And here today, I'm actually going to be rather lighthearted again. So this isn't the way I intended to start, because I felt an immediate connection with religious science the first time I went to the church. Now, before I got there, I had a friend who had been involved with it in LA or something, and we were out in Orange County then, and she goes, and I was going through some stuff at work, and she said, they used to have a line that you could call and listen to a really positive message. And so there was the church in the Newport Beach area, which was the nearest me at that time that I was aware of. So I called, and Dr. Eleanor C. Jackson, who was the minister, gave the message on the phone, and I went, oh, she's speaking exactly to me. And she gave the same message for a week, and I would call back and listen over and over because it was so empowering. And the next week, oh my gosh, she's speaking exactly to me again. Have you had that experience? I've had that also with Daily Word, reading the little messages in Daily Word the day that I pick it up and I go, hello, you knew I was going to look at you today, didn't you? Anyway, I felt very connected because it felt like a tribe. It felt like there are other people who think and feel like me, because I always thought the devil was worthless. I just didn't get that. And I always thought God was loving and caring. And I think in a child's point of view, it was kind of Grandpa God, And we all sort of have that anthropomorphic thing in the beginning anyway. I imagine, I won't say all, but many of us. So anyway, I found these teachings, and I think I shared in a previous week that text. When I first got that, before my class was going to start in a few days, I opened it up and went, I don't even understand this language. I am in such trouble. But I've grown to love the text. And when I read the book by Marilyn Leo called In His Company, there it is. That's our title. There's the book. In His Company, Ernest Holmes Remembered, by Marilyn Leo, who I've mentioned before. She's an amazing woman. She actually founded the Archives for Religious Science and has nurtured them and grown them and expanded and developed with help along the way. But in the beginning, it was her getting started. And now she's been doing that for decades. She has her, I think it's 91st birthday in February. And she's been doing this literally for decades because she moved in next door to Ernest and Hazel Holmes when she was 7. So, and her father had been in Boy Scouts, and Ernest Holmes he worked for the Parks and Recreation in the city of Santa Monica, and he was an advisor, I guess that's what you call him for Boy Scouts. And so he had met him as a young man, young teenager or something, and just had been mentored as he did with all the boys. And Reginald Armour's his name, and he became like a son to Ernest. Ernest and his wife Hazel never had any children. But I think the people he worked with and loved and that he surrounded himself with were that love and that connection that one would have with children and that deep sense of care. So anyway, Marilyn did this book, and I met her years ago. That was the first time I saw this book, and it was in Medford, Oregon, and had a nice chat with her after she spoke and got the book. And then when I read that, and it was all these anecdotes that she had collected through the years of people who knew Ernest. She had her own, of course, and her father, but ministers, businessmen, people who were involved in the early pieces of getting the institute set up, Religious Science Institute, and Center of Philosophy, which eventually became Religious Science. And then now we go under the umbrella of Centers for Spiritual Living. So I decided what I wanted to do, since we know this about Ernest. He was an inquisitive youngster, and he always asking questions about life and spirit and belief and connection and how life works and what does spirituality look like. He really had this profound curiosity, which ultimately led him to the founding of religious science. And his universal and inclusive philosophy and tools to help others realize their divinity and to be able to use that effectively to help their lives, where they can create a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life and really thrive in their time on this planet. When he passed away, his obituaries lauded him as, quote, having a significant role in American spiritual thought, and that he was a prolific writer, teacher, and leader of the religious science of mind movement, influencing millions through his metaphysics and books like The Science of Mind. I already told you how swept up I was with him. From the introduction, I get this. Many believed Holmes was a mystic. He did not wish to be set on a pedestal, as many often tried to do, because he was beloved and his crowds were throngs when he spoke, even on the circuit. As he just was a speaker and lecturer, it just grew and grew and grew. And then, of course, when they started the church and had that established. Anyway, many tried to do that, put him on a pedestal. And this is just an example of a little of his humor. Today, what I want to do is show you some insights about the man. You know, he was brilliant. He was seen as a mystic, as visionary, and very learned, but also intuitive, and had that mystical quality about him as well. What some people don't know, and I didn't until I read this, was just how real he was, just how much fun he was, what a wit he had, and how he shared that. And anyway, so this morning is about just being able to share some of that with you so that you could be brand new to the organization, or you could have been around a long time and just maybe you never read that book. There are others written about him which are wonderful too. This just happens to be my favorite, I guess the one that impacted me the most. So, with all these accolades and stuff, he met this woman one day who, bursting with admiration for him, just carried on and on about how wonderful he was. And after several minutes of listening to her accolades, Holmes simply said, "Yes, madam, if it were not for all the rocks I carry in my pocket, I would surely drift heavenward." That's for later. So now I'm going to share a couple of other little anecdotes here. So I may as well show you. Look, I'm a Post-it queen. What can I say? So I tried to make it look tidier, but then I'd have to put them all in all over again. So the first one I wanted to share with you is just a simple one. And on a Sunday morning, he went in, big congregation. You know, it started like 500, I think, when they got started in LA, because he already had a following because he had been teaching for many years. But then he would outgrow each venue in record time, and they would have to expand and go into something more spacious. But he came in one morning for the service, and at some point during the service, he looked down, had a suit on, and he had different shoes on. I think it was a brown one and a black one. Now, it may very well have been the same style, so you know how that can be easy if you're in the closet and it's dark. But anyway, after the service, one of his friends was going, "Oh my gosh, you know, what will people think?" And he goes, "Oh no, he told on himself, forgive me." He noticed it, and he made a statement about if anyone else noticed that. But you know, he said, "The way I look at it, you didn't really come today to look at my shoes." So he was self-effacing. He was revelatory about himself. And he always had wit to bring into it. One of my favorite stories about that. also involves Boy Scouts. But he already was a thriving minister at that time, but was still involved as an advisor. So, when Ernest was a Boy Scout troop leader, he took a group of Boy Scouts on a camping trip. It must have been in the Northern California area because Ernest had a speaking engagement in San Francisco that coincided with the camping trip. It was camp on the weekend, and he was going to do that gig that morning after the camping trip on Sunday. Immediately following the experience in the woods, Ernest was to speak in an auditorium. There had been some delays in Ernest's arrival, and the people in the auditorium were becoming very restless, wondering, well, where is he, and why isn't he here, and is he even going to make it? Finally, Ernest arrived. Not having time to change into more respectable clothes because of the delay, Ernest entered from the main door and walked down the aisle and onto the platform in his scouting uniform, short pants and all. Short pants, tall socks. He was never embarrassed or concerned. He was there to share his ideas on life, and it did not matter what he was wearing. Can you imagine? I mean, can you just imagine? Scuttle, scuttle, scuttlebutt. But I just think that just says, here's who I am. Now, just listen to what I have to tell you. Listen to these gifts that I have for you. Ernest often said that you should never take yourself seriously. Excuse me. Oop, I hate to do that in the mic, sorry. You should take what you do seriously, but never take yourself seriously. He was a great example of this adage. I'm going to tell the ministers, one of the problems we have as ministers in believing in our own press notices. Okay. There's a story that Mary tells about being next door. She was about 7 years old, and Ernest was officiating a wedding on the grounds of their home there in L.A., the Hollywood area, I think it was. Anyway, it was beautiful. She describes how beautiful it was, the florals, the music, everything was fantastic. And just as they're pronounced and they start to walk down the aisle, and people are actually throwing some flowers and things, and she thought, oh, they're doing something special for them. And there was a hose on the ground, and she picked up the hose and turned it on and sprayed water at them with a spray out. And in her words, she says, I was standing at the far end near the flowers. There was a hose lying there in the ground, and it seemed appropriate for what was going on that I should throw something too. So she picked up the hose and sprayed the couple with water. There were a number of people upset with me, she says, as you might imagine, but Ernest was the first to reach me. Ernest walked over to me and gently took the hose from me. He never raised his voice. And I remember looking in his twinkling eyes and that slight smile. It was almost an impish grin, and this is kind of how I describe him when I think he looks very impish. He's got the sparkle in his eye, and he was only 5'4", so he was like I said, a little man with a big message. He said, I never thought of a baptism with a wedding. And that was the only thing he ever said about it to her. He wasn't upset. He understood that I did what I perceived as participating in the festivities. So again, he also was very good with children. He was very non-judgmental. He liked to just be in the moment and bring what needed to come to that moment. And those kind of situations she grew up with. And she had a great love for him. And you can hear it as you read your way through this book. And the more you know about him, the more you can understand it. Okay. Now, this is kind of comical. You know, a couple of these might seem a little politically incorrect now, but you know me. I'm kind of politically incorrect sometimes. But anyway, in a gentle way. But I just ran across this one later last night, and I thought, oh, I'm going to toss it in there. Now, Richard Leo, who was Marilyn's husband, was another young man in his early 20s when he met Ernest. And so he was very much impacted. And he loved Ernest Holmes because he loved to tell jokes. Ernest liked to tell jokes. And so Richard remembered a couple of jokes that Ernest told him from platform, and he'd always share them all during the week until he heard new ones. And anyway, this is just sort of out of the loop. Ernest's story went as thus. The three elderly gentlemen in a rest home were talking about how they wanted to die in the most youthful way possible. The first one wanted to leave this planet by racing a car 100 miles per hour down the highway and crash into a brick wall. Inventive. The second old man said, "That's an old fogey's way to go. I'm going to get in a jet plane and go up 30,000 feet and then put the plane into a dive and go out in a blaze of glory." And the third gentleman said, "Oh, you old fogies don't know what to do at all. I'm going to be found in the arms of my lover and shot by her husband." And he told that from the platform. 77. Okay, let's find 77. We gotcha. Shoot, there was, oh no, I know what it is. We're ready for Nanaveri, and I'm going to hustle. But, let me mention one other thing, childish as well. There was a big dog, I can't remember the name of the dog, but it was it was Marilyn's dog, Armours, that lived next door to Ernest, but was part of the life for both. It was like the dog for both families. And Marilyn had seen different baptisms, and she said something to Ernest about, what about dogs? What about pets? And he said, well, there's no reason that you can't baptize pets. And so he said, you go out and play for a few minutes and then come back in. So she went out and played with the dog for 15 or 20 minutes, and he called her back in, and he was in his full ministerial robe. And he had a Bible set up, and he had a little bit of water, and he baptized the dog for her. So that, and she said, it was just so official. I felt like it was grown-ups everywhere, and it was just for her and the dog. Now, when I was in Maui, I read a wonderful book called Change We Must, My Spiritual Journey. Has anyone read that or heard of it? Well, it was written by a Hawaiian kapuna, an honored elder, and her name was Nanaveri. It's beautifully written. It's a quick read. It really does, it's poetic in the way it follows her journey. Her childhood was rooted in Native Hawaiian spirituality. And like Ernest Holmes, she had a very inquiring mind, so she was always looking and investigating other spiritual practices and sometimes integrating aspects of them in her own healing. And she was a healer. It came right up through her family and tradition. Her daughter Emma reflected that whatever my mother was studying, we all studied together. We were chanting in Chinese, we were chanting in Japanese, and in Tibetan. Whatever she was doing, we were practicing, which made for a very interesting childhood. Can you imagine? Among the spiritual practices that she studied were Pentecostal and unity and religious science, and all having some influence on her healing journey, which was rooted in her Native Hawaiian healing heritage. In later life, she actually found a lasting spiritual home in Zen Buddhism. So for a time, well, actually, I think the rest of her life, she was a religious science practitioner. And in the early times, maybe in the first year or so, word got back to headquarters, or whoever was in charge of the practitioners, that said she wasn't charging for her treatment appointments, her treatment sessions. And so they sent her a letter and said, we'd like to bring it to your attention that you really need to charge for those sessions if you're going to be a licensed practitioner. I've never even read this, by the way, as a mandate, but this is what was going on then. So she ignored the letter because it didn't have anything to do with her. She could have cared less. So I think, if I recall, she got a few of those letters. And how do you think she handled them? ignored them, threw them out. And so what she got next was a letter very definitively saying that they were going to revoke her license because she wasn't in compliance and to please return her license to them. So she took their letter, she took her license off the wall, clipped it to that, clipped a little note on the front, and mailed it off to headquarters. And the little note on the packet had 2 words, and what do you think it was? They were, shove it. And now I just don't recall in the story if she'd addressed it specifically to Ernest or if it went to like headquarters, practitioners, and she brought it back. So, but she did say, he did see it, and he contacted her and invited her. He apologized, they had a conversation. He invited her to come to LA, where he personally returned her license to her, and they spent the better part of a day together. So anyway, he also told her, and I may be misquoting a tiny bit, but I believe what I read that he said to her was, sometimes I feel like that too. So he could relate to others and to real life. So I'm going to wrap us right here, but let me see if there was a parting word. Oh, if we could have the screens with the invitations, do we have that? The 2. You didn't have any other ones? Oh, that's it. Okay. When I was, just last week, I was on the archives website looking for some information, and I hadn't been on there for ages. And this popped up. And it is, the question is, it's not there. It was over the sheet that I saw. Are you ready to party like it's 1897 or 1887? Ernest Holmes's 139th birthday is coming up on the 21st of this month. But on the 25th, they're having this amazing event. It's virtual. It is going to be loaded with notables in the metaphysical community, a tremendous array of wonderful musicians, and as they say, more surprises, a live auction, a silent auction, and other things that if you have never gone to that website, I hadn't been there in ages, it's kind of like research heaven around not just Science of Mind now, they've also become the archives for International New Thought Alliance, for, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting, 2 other organizations, and they're all housed at Unity now. Anyway, so it's really the metaphysical movement. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because it is free. And if you just go to religiousciencearchives.com, on the home page, it opens right up to this image. And then the second page tells you all the details. And you have to log in just to get a link so you can get to this virtual party. And it is a fundraiser. It's their first one for the year for the archives, so there's an opportunity to share if you wish to on the homepage. But you might learn a whole lot more about Science of Mind than you'd learn, all at once with different people. It's a wonderful opportunity. So I just wanted to mention that to you and say, it's still January. You can have an extra little New Year's celebration party by partying like it's 1887. Okay? So I hope you learned a little bit more about Ernest Holmes. I feel like he's the kind of guy I'd want to sit next to at lunch, have a cup of coffee with, go on a camp out with. Certainly he had the experience with all that Boy Scouting. So I want to tell you that, again, an example of connection. I know that Tracy's been talking about connection, and she and I have been talking about connection, and John and everyone who's involved. And Ernest Holmes was a man of connection. And I feel like he would have made you feel like he was a good friend of yours with his full attention at any time that you dealt with him and spoke with him. So I'm just going to send you off saying, I hope you have a wonderful day. I may show up one morning in a Girl Scout uniform. You never know. Just to shake it up a little bit. And thank you. And know that that's the kind of attitude that helps you enjoy your life. That joy, that connection with people, that forgiveness, that diversity, that appreciation, and that not taking yourself too seriously, okay? I hope you know a little bit more about the importance of earnest, the importance of being earnest, okay? Thank you.
Sing this with me. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. The joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be.
Will the ushers please come forward? We know that we take this opportunity, let me take this, to give of ourselves, give that which is ours to give and that which we are moved to give. So we give thanks for that. We give thanks for your presence. We give thanks for your energy, the love that you share. It's reciprocal. It's reciprocal. And if you have a gift, if you want to put that in your hands, and we can repeat the blessing. Is that first or is that when they come back? Do I bless this? There we go. Sorry, my screen. There it is. Okay. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. Thank you, life. Thank you. Thank you. Oh.
Together we stand, divided we fall. Come on now, people, let's get on the ball. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Yeah, people, because together we will stand. Every boy, woman, child, and man. Before when things go wrong, as they sometimes will. The road that you travel, it all stays uphill. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Yeah, people, together we will stand. Every boy, woman, child, and man. doesn't matter in this life of ours. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. People, 'cause together we will stand. Every boy, woman, child, and man. Well, now make somebody happy, make someone smile. Let's work together, make life worthwhile. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Yeah, people, because together we will stand. Every boy, woman, child, and man. Because together we will stand. Every boy, woman, child, and man. Jackson Robinson.
We love Sky, don't we?
We missed somebody. Shall we go let her?
Jackson.
Do you want to go let her get? We see you. Thank you, thank you. And thank you very much. And we bless these tithes, these offerings. We know that they come with their love and with their intention and with their desire for greater growth in love, in harmony, in truth, in principles, and in creating the better elements of life that we wish to bring into our lives. We're also here discovering, rediscovering, remembering that we are precious spiritual beings, and that all that God is, every aspect of God is at work and present in and through us. So we get to be busy being ourselves because everybody else is taken. So we give thank you for these. We know that they go forward, blessing us, reaching out into our community and our greater community, and coming back in even greater blessings to the giver. So thank you. We release it with tremendous gratitude, and let's say it together. And so it is. Thank you. Another song. Yeah. Guess? Okay. Okay, now we're going to do this. I'm going to ask if we happen to have any first-time visitors this morning, or if there's anyone who perhaps has been away for a good while and would just like to stand up and say, I'm back, I'm here, and just tell us your name and where you might be from. Hi there. Welcome.
My name's Doug, and we're from Michigan, and we're back. I'm here for the weekend.
Oh, welcome back. Well, it's so nice to have you here. Thank you. And you may remember, but please feel free to visit our bookstore. We have racks, shelves of lovely, gently loved books there, and we'd like to invite you to pick one out and take it home with you, okay? Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we're good. We're going to say this together. Ready? Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs. I think it, I feel it, I know it, I accept it. Thank you, life. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, and the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, we are family. Let us walk with each other. population